How do I get it to go around?
It's all funny.
Ricky, I'm useless.
So I changed the setting on it, so if you just hold down delete that one. No, actually don't delete it, I like keeping it. So if you double tap the big black one.
How do I stop it again?
Double tap the big black one. That'll recenter it, and now just bring the camera around. Don't try and drag it.
Oh yeah.
Just turn the camera. It'll follow you. You get me?
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier. I changed the setting on it because what was happening is it was dragging behind. You get me?
Yeah.
So like when you were going that way, it was dragging that way.
Yeah, okay.
You get me?
Yeah, that's much better.
It's a lot easier to
How do I stop it now?
press the record button. Bananas? Yeah, I got bananas. They're very yellow. They're very green though. There's maybe 2 bananas. Here, Sir Jane. You break off 2 off that. Oh, that's giving me anxiety the way you didn't break them. You broke them singularly. And not 2.
What did I do? Banana fawn.
In to get some supplies. Do I have a Red Bull tomorrow or do I have a coffee? No, if I'm going to have one, I'm going to have a Red Bull full sugar.
No.
Yeah, but do I get just 1? I don't think I need. I don't think I need 4.
No, we got one. We go right.
Do the aisles, okay, but do the aisles. Do the aisles. Squares bars. Squares bars are my OG, so I think I have to go Squares bars. Back up.
What about jellies? You never brought the jellies from home.
No, I get jellies. Just get a bag of the jelly snakes. What's in them? Per 100 grams, 77 grams of carbs. That's 130 grams. That'll do for later on. Yeah, I kind of want to eat. Yeah, and you see, I'm out early, so if I get Lucozade 2 Squares bars.
Your porridge with your banana.
Lucozade and 2 Squares bars will be about 80 grams of carbs. So I want to be aiming for about, and I'll have a banana. Yeah, that's fine. And I get Lucozade as well.
Like the Coke there.
Yeah, we'll go down this side. Do you want to get something for the room later on? So, coconut Red Bull. Oh wow. Okay.
I tell you what one you want. I'm going to try this one.
That's the Juneberry. Yeah. 0 sugar.
Sure, you said it's lovely.
Right. Well, get me.
You want the original? The ice.
Are they all 0 sugar?
Yeah. That's ice vanilla.
Get me the Red Bull with the.
Or white peach. What about it?
Get me the. I think I'll just get a normal Red Bull.
You want the original? Do you
Yeah.
want the full thing?
Yeah, the full sugar. Yeah.
But
No, I think I'm good. So I have blue Lucozade, Squares bars, jellies for tonight. So Squares bars, the Lucozade, and the banana and the Red Bull will give me around 130 grams of carbs. And I'm racing at 8:50, so get that into me about 6:30, 7 o'clock. What? Well, we'll be eating now compared to that. Oh yeah. Maybe get some ready-made pancakes or something to the left there. Go left and then go right. Left. Your other left. Well, when I'm warming up, you can just go get breakfast if you want.
At 6 o'clock in the morning.
Let's go.
I'm currently looking up hairdressers.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube. So Jane's looking up hairdressers because she wants a blow dry. I want blood. We are currently on the way for food. Shakeout run's done. We've arrived in Cardiff and yeah, we had a nap, which was nice. I had a nap, which was nice. But yeah, that is the scale, if there is any scale. We are going to get some food. Probably pizza, possibly pasta. But we will see. And then back, edit the other YouTube, have a bit of stretch out and sleep. So that is the story. So Cardiff's actually not a bad city. We went for breakfast earlier on, and then went for a bit of a jog through the park, and that was enjoyable. But we're actually staying in a nice part. Not that I don't think there's any bad parts, but this is right outside our hotel. We have Cardiff Castle, and then the main streets out here with all the shops and stuff on it. But yeah, it's pretty nice, and it's not too cold, not too warm. I went for a run earlier on through up towards the weir. That was nice, and then back to the hotel for a nap, and the nap was well overdue. I feel a little bit more tired after the nap, but it is what it is. Let's go, Lee, lad!
He's learning from his mistake, lad.
We are home. Welcome back to the end of the Cardiff vlog. We're home. Cardiff was very successful, and I am just going to go through how we did on the race. You will see the screen recording pop up now in 2 minutes. I'm just going to put this on. There we go. So if we go to saved workouts. So first off, the main thing that I noticed was these are the 3 Hyroxes that I participated in. So we had the first one, which was the doubles in October of last year, 2024. Finished with myself and Abe doing this literally off the back of never training before. We got a ticket on a whim. We wanted to get the experience for the gym, just to know exactly what a Hyrox was and what it entailed. And we went in and we ran a 1:11:43. Then I went and did singles in Glasgow in March in 2025. And I did a 1:16:33. So like looking at the rankings, my first Hyrox singles, I was 214th in my age group and 1,000 overall. And then moving on to Cardiff, we did a 1:11:49. So it was 6 seconds off the doubles pace that we set previously in Dublin of last year. So overall, I'm incredibly happy with how it went. It was a very smooth race. Excuse me. It was a very smooth race. Everything went according to plan. And there were a few little things with regards to like my leg, the quad injury that I've been dealing with, that I'm getting seen to again. I probably am going to have to go for a scan, just because it's not where I want it to be. I went to the gym earlier on and I could feel it a little bit in the gym. So moving on then, if we compare the stats to another race, we can go to Glasgow. So looking at splits overall, we spent 35 minutes running, 32 minutes in the stations, and just under 4 minutes in the rock zone. Average pace of 4:27. So this actually includes your rock zone. So as soon as I was out of the rock zone back onto the track, I was running average 4 kilometer paces. Now, with that, the caveat to it is I know I'm faster than that. I just need to be aware that the rock zone is included. Sometimes when you get up off a station, you can kind of be a little bit fatigued and trying to get your breath back, and then you only hit those paces when you get back out onto the track. So like if we look at the runs and go through each of the stations, run 1 was done in 4:41. This was a lot longer because the first run in Cardiff, or the first run in Glasgow, was a 740 meter run. The first run in Cardiff was a 1,200 meter run. So you were doing the longer run on the first interval. So that's why that's 1:36 above where we were. Ski was my rest time. I didn't go all out like I did in Glasgow, and I ended up paying the price for that. So I slowed down in the ski. You can see for 20 seconds I gained a lot more throughout the course than what actually happened in Glasgow. So in Glasgow, for context, I went into the race, I had a quick first run, got onto the ski, skied. So that ski time includes the time you enter the ski, pulling on the ski, and then the time you exit the ski. So I was pulling at about 1:55 in Glasgow. And I ended up getting a really dry mouth. I ended up really struggling with it, and going into the sled push, then I was in an absolute jock. So the ski time was good. I ended up doing a 4:32, so going into the ski and coming out of it, including the 1,000 meter ski. So I was pulling, I think, at about a 2:05 to 2:10 pace, just making sure that I'm catching my breath, making sure that I'm just cycling through those race strategies, and making sure that I'm just staying in the zone. It's only the first station. There's a saying, you can't win it on the ski, but you can definitely lose it. And this time I didn't lose it, which was fantastic. Run 2 then 4:24. So run 2 to run 7 were the same. They were the same distance. 4:24, so 22 seconds up from Glasgow. Then the sled push, I really just focused on staying in the zone, pushing to halfway, taking my 3 seconds, pushing the full way, switching my position, so switching from an underarm grip to holding the bars to target the quads in the first push with the underhand grip, and then targeting the posterior chain, so your glutes, your lower back and your hamstrings. So that's what I did. Found it worked really, really well. I took my time on the sled push as opposed to Glasgow, where you can see I did the sled push 32 seconds quicker in Glasgow, but I paid the price when I came out of it. So I was pacing myself through that first initial stage of the race. Then getting out onto the run, you can see that I ran a 1:12 quicker than Glasgow. So that green 1:12 means that I ran at 1:12 quicker. A 4:20 going into the sled pull, it's second to none. So I ran a 5. What would have been a 5:32 after Glasgow, because I was just absolutely, I felt like I got hit by a brick wall after Glasgow. Then moving into the sled pull went really, really smoothly. I could be stronger on this station. I know that the sled pull and my wall balls are probably where I need to do the most work. Felt good on the sled pull. Felt a little bit fatigued, but nothing too crazy. I was just mainly focusing on just pulling it and just pulling those lengths, and just making sure that if I could give myself a minute for each length, I was doing really, really well. Just staying in the zone and staying focused on what I had to do. So I finished that in a 4:21, which was good. Like, we're on an upward trajectory, which is really good. Let's have a look then. Run 4:19. You can see it's 44 seconds better than Glasgow, where I was absolutely fucked at this stage. I was redlining after the sled pull and just really focusing on I just wanted it to be over. Whereas as opposed to Cardiff, I felt like I was only getting going. Then moving into the burpee broad jumps, really consistent. It was a little bit of a slow track when it came to the sled push, pull and burpees, for the simple reason that the mat that you can see in the videos previous, the white mat that was on the floor, the little blocks that they had put down, they were ribbed. And when we went into the push and the pull, you could feel those ribs underneath the sled, and they weren't that quick. So I actually got lucky on the pull, where there was these little circles. The only way I can describe it is as really large Lego blocks. So there were actually these circles on top of the flooring that were deviating the way the sled ran on the path. So the two guys beside me, either side of me, they got unlucky with the way their pull was working. So their sled was actually moving off course, and it ended up happening that the judges had to come over and push their sled back onto the course for them to be able to, because it was deviating into the other lanes. My sled pull was fairly okay. I actually got lucky in the position that I got into, in the lane that I was in. The circle were running down the center, so the sled push was just gliding through them. Or the sled pull, sorry, was just gliding on the two little channels that were either side of those circles. And then into the burpee broad jumps. The burpee broad jumps was 6 lengths of this little, it probably was about 12 meters if it was 6 lengths. So you wasted a bit of time getting up and moving to the next one. So you're probably wasting about 5 to 10 seconds, as opposed to it being just a straight 2 lengths like it was in Glasgow. I still managed to do it 40 seconds quicker, which was really, really good. Run 5 then, 44 seconds quicker into the row. The row is my strong suit. You can even see, as opposed to Glasgow, where I was very, very fatigued, I still managed to row 4 seconds quicker, but my row was still strong in Glasgow. That's the thing. I just love the rower. I could spend hours on it. I know how to row properly. I've nailed the technique, and being able to do that in a 4:28 was very, very good. Moving into the run then after the row, felt really, really strong. Took my gel at this stage, spat out the chewing gum that I had in from the start. The reason I had a chewing gum in was to make sure that I didn't get cotton mouth, so it was just still producing the saliva in my mouth. My mouth did go a little bit dry, but nothing as to what it did in Glasgow. I couldn't even feel my mouth in Glasgow. Then, so after the row, then we moved into the run 6. We can see that we did it in a 4:15, so 37 seconds better than I did in Glasgow. Then the farmer's carry in a 1:54, went unbroken on this, was really, really happy. Chalked up and just stuck with it. So it was 2 lengths, and then you did that twice. So my plan was going into it was to run the first length, walk the second length, run the third length, walk the fourth length. Ended up running the first length, got down really quick, walked the second length, I just didn't feel like I was strong enough to run the third length, so I walked it, managed to hold out and do the farmer's carry unbroken. I know myself, my best run usually comes after the farmer's carry. I don't know what it is, I just feel really light after it. Just the pulling from the traps down, I just feel like that I could run. I'm running on clouds. I just feel a little bit light after it. Some people hate it. I actually don't mind it. So you can see there my run 7, I did a 4:16, so 31 seconds better than Glasgow. Then into the lunges. Lunges went really well according to plan. This is where the legs started to give me a little bit of bother. You can see compared to Glasgow, I did it a minute and 21 seconds faster. So like you can see there, the sled push, the run after the sled push, and the sandbag lunges is where I made up most of my time, along with the wall balls. So just with those stations alone, I had 2:20 seconds, and then a minute 12. So nearly 3 minutes and 30 seconds just off those three things alone. So I know that I'm trending in the right direction. Sandbag lunges was just simple. Do 12 reps and then shake out the legs and go again. So 4 minutes for them for the the 80 meters or the 100 meters, sorry, that it was really, really good. No, what is the sandbag lunges? Is it 80 meters? I think it is 80 meters. 80 meter, yeah, whatever it is, I can't remember. Then into run 8. So run 8 is the one before the wall balls. In Glasgow, the intervals were different. So I think it was a 750 meter run to start, then a kilometer throughout, and then a shorter run at the end. Cardiff was a longer run at the start. That's why my run 1 is so different compared to, I actually ran faster in my run 1 than I did in Glasgow, but because the distances varied. Run 8 then was a minute and 11 seconds slower than Glasgow because the distance was shorter. Then into the wall balls, because of the fatigue that had set in on the lunges from my leg, I had that little bit of pain in my leg. I could feel it as well. And my strategy on the wall balls was to go in, do 20 3 times, get to 60, and then just go unbroken from 60. And I ended up going in and doing 25 the first, dropping the ball. Then I think I did like 11, and I got to 36, and then I think got to 50, and then I did another 20, got to 70, and then went unbroken from 70. So the wall balls I did in 5 minutes, just a second under 5 minutes. It felt like I was there forever. So it's still a minute and 2 seconds quicker than I did in Glasgow, with a leg injury. And then the rock zone I did 4:07, so finished 14 seconds compared to Glasgow. Overall, then the overview, like looking at where the averages are, like it fills me with so much confidence moving into next season, because I know that the base is there now compared to where I want to go. So like my current best there, you can see on the bottom, is 1:11, goal then 1:08. So like I know I need to do a little bit of work on the running. I know that like the main stations that I need to do work on will be the likes of my burpees, and will be the likes of my wall balls. But overall, like it gives me great confidence going into next season to know that the work that I'm doing is making a difference. So like overall, I'm in the top 350 of the top 18% of the average of a Hyrox finisher. So like if we look at the exercises, then the sled push is where I was not looking great. So I know I need to do a bit of work on that. Sled pull then was way above the average. Burpee broad jumps the same. The row, like I know I'm a strong rower, so like I was in the top 14% of the rowing, top 30% of the farmers carry, top 23% of the sandbag lunges, top 15% of the wall balls, top 20% of the rock zone. So like they can only improve. You know, it's one of those things where they can literally only improve. And I'm very, very happy with how the whole thing went. And it just gives me a lot of confidence going into next season to really just give it my all. I've chatted to Tony and we've had a good conversation about knowing where we need to work on, knowing what we need to do moving forward. I've two sims coming up, going back into a bit of doubles work to just get that explosive and speed back between stations. I have one on the 22nd of June in Gorey, and then I have another one on the second week of July in Industrial Fitness in Newbridge. So having those two sims will be great, but also it'll allow me to see the progression and see the push coming through the work that I'm putting in. So yeah, listen, it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to getting this leg sorted. But if you've stayed to the end, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And please do not forget to like and subscribe down below, as it just gives me the drive to keep producing videos like this. I really enjoy making them. I love the whole process and learning about how to do these things and how to try out these new things. And yeah, it's really, really enjoyable. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.